Welcome to Read and Learn English, where we bring you inspiring and meaningful stories in simple English. Today's story is both unusual and powerful. It's called The Strange Bird with Two Heads. This tale will teach you an unforgettable lesson about unity, ego, and the dangers of selfishness. So please listen carefully and stay until the end for the moral. Let's begin. The Strange Bird with Two Heads. Once upon a time, in a lush forest filled with thick trees and singing rivers, there lived a very strange bird, unlike any other bird in the forest. What made it strange? It had two heads, both on a single body. One head looked to the left and the other to the right. They shared the same heart, the same wings, and the same stomach. But their minds and tongues were separate. Though they were part of the same body, they never behaved like a single being. The bird lived in a huge banyan tree that grew along the banks of a wide and calm river. The forest was home to many animals, but this strange bird always caught everyone's attention. Children of the forest used to look up in wonder and say, "Look, that bird has two heads." But the two heads of the bird weren't friendly with each other. In fact, they argued constantly. They fought over everything: where to fly, when to sleep, and even what songs to sing. One head was called Argo and the other Zunou. Argo, the left head, was proud and boastful. Zunou, the right head, was gentle but quietly stubborn. They were like night and day, completely different in nature, but stuck together forever. Every morning, when the sun rose and the birds started to sing, Argo would say, "Let's fly east today. I saw a field full of berries yesterday." But Zunou would reply, "No, I want to go west. I feel like visiting the waterfall." And so the bird would end up flying in circles, confused and directionless, until finally, one head gave up. The animals in the forest often shook their heads and whispered, "That bird will get into trouble one day if it doesn't learn to work together." One morning, as the golden sun peeked out from the hills, Argo saw something sparkling near the river. "Look!" Argo shouted. "Over there! That tree has the most beautiful red fruit I've ever seen." Zunou turned to look and nodded. "Yes, it does look sweet." The bird flew down near the river and landed on the branch of a tree. Argo was eager. "I saw it first. I should eat it," he said. Zunou, still admiring the fruit, said kindly, "Can I have a bite too? I'd like to taste it." But Argo turned greedy. "No, I found it. I deserve the whole fruit." Zunou was surprised. "But we share the same body. If you eat, it goes into our stomach. If I eat, it also goes into the same stomach. So what difference does it make? At least let me enjoy the taste." Argo snapped. "It makes a difference to me. You always want to share, but this time I want it all. You didn't find the fruit, so you don't get any." Zunou's eyes fell, and he became quiet. He didn't argue further. Argo ate the whole fruit alone, licking his beak with joy. The fruit was sweet and juicy. Zunou said nothing, but inside he felt hurt and insulted, not because he didn't get to eat, but because his own other half had been so selfish. Over the next few days, they flew over forests and rivers as usual, but something had changed. Zunou had become silent. Argo noticed it and said, "Why are you so quiet these days?" Zunou replied softly, "What's the point of talking when everything becomes a fight?" Argo shrugged. "You always take things too seriously." But Zunou didn't forget. The pain of being rejected by someone who was supposed to be his partner still sat in his heart like a stone. Then one day, while flying high over the same river, Zunou's eyes caught a different tree, a beautiful one with pink fruits that sparkled like pearls. "Look over there," Zunou said suddenly. "Let's go down and try that pink fruit." Argo looked at the tree and frowned. "That doesn't look safe. I've never seen that kind of fruit before." "Let's not go," Zunou insisted. "I want to go." "I saw it first, remember?" Argo said quickly. "Just because you saw it first doesn't mean you should eat it without thinking." "Let's find out if it's safe." But Zunou had made up his mind. He said firmly, "You didn't share the red fruit with me. Now I won't listen to you. This time, I will do what I want." The bird flew down near the pink-fruited tree. Other birds sitting on the branches chirped warnings. "Don't eat that fruit," one of them said. "It's poisonous. We've seen birds die after tasting it." Argo panicked. "Zunou, did you hear that? Don't eat it. Please don't." But Zunou's heart was full of old pain. He looked at the fruit, and then at Argo. "No one listened to me before. Why should I listen now? You didn't share. Now it's my turn." Argo shouted again. "You will kill us. We share one body. If you eat poison, I'll die too. Don't be foolish." But Zunou, driven by the memory of Argo's selfishness, opened his beak and took a big bite of the pink fruit. Argo screamed, "No!" Within moments, a strange feeling ran through the bird's body. The wings became heavy, the legs weak, and the heart slowed down. Argo and Zunou both felt the same pain. Their eyes grew dark. The bird began to fall from the tree. With one final gasp, it crashed onto the ground beside the river, silent, still, and lifeless. The animals of the forest gathered around the bird. Some cried, others stood in silence. A wise old owl said, "This is what happens when those who must work together fight instead." They shared a body, but their hearts were divided. The wind blew softly, carrying away the last feathers of the strange bird with two heads. Thank you for listening to this thoughtful story on Read and Learn English. This story reminds us that when people in the same home, group, or country fight out of pride and ego, everyone suffers. If you found this story meaningful, please like, comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more moral stories told in easy English. Until next time, stay united, stay humble, and keep learning.